Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm playing my first TMNT standard deck, and I'm taking Leonardo Cutting Edge out for a spin in this awesome Orzhov Lifegain list that I know all of you are really going to enjoy. I'm going to talk ever so briefly about the deck and then hop into some games so you can see how it performs. But of course, I have to ask for your support. Please sub up if you haven't done so already, and like the video because that's the easiest thing you can do. But if you are willing to, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about TMNT and what card from TMNT you're most looking forward to. So Leonardo Cutting Edge has officially power crept my poor boy Ajani's Pridemate. This thing has been getting dunked on for quite some time now, and for me, finally, it is not making the deck. It is being cut. I'm gonna miss you, big cat. But Leonardo Cutting Edge is coming in, and so far in playtesting, this card has really impressed me. It is a 1/1 for 2. It is a life-linking creature, and it gets +1/+1 every time we gain life. But it has a sneak ability, and the sneak ability is what has really impressed me because we can get in with some cheeky creatures here and there, or with a flyer, and then suddenly hit the opponent for a surprise, 2/2, 3/3, 4/4, lifelinker. It doesn't sound like much, but it can be a big swing in some games, and in my playtesting, like I said, it has really impressed me. Now, it is a legendary creature. That's the big downside of this one, but these cards tend to be lightning rods in a deck like this, so they don't stick around all that often. I don't think it being legendary is going to be too much of a downside. The rest of the deck is exactly what you would expect. We're gaining life with our 1 CMC stuff. We also have the sub-theme of the Bat package with things like the Runelurker Bat, Life Creed Duo, and Zorling at the top-ish end. Then there's another card that is a little bit new to the deck. I'm playing Amalia. I have also been very impressed with Amalia. She is essentially another Ajani's Pridemate, but slightly better because she explores whenever we gain life. Then over in the sideboard, because we are playing best of 3, we got some Authority of the Consuls to stop things like Craterhoof Behemoths from running us over. We got Duress and Dawn's Truce to come in against our control matchups. Get Lost just in case we need a little bit of extra removal. And of course, you never leave home without your Rest in Peace, because these days, too many people are abusing that graveyard. So that is the deck. We're going to hop into some games and see how it performs, and hopefully run into a little bit of good luck. See you over there. All right, see if we can keep climbing. Game number 1 is against Jinsu. One thing I didn't mention in the intro is maybe the, that's not great, the explanation for why I am playing a deck that only has Leonardo in it. We're not playing a whole bunch of new cards from TMNT, and the reason I'm not playing a whole bunch of new cards from TMNT is because I'm taking my time acquiring the new rares and mythics. I'm going to spend a little bit of time this weekend drafting the set instead of just going and opening packs and using my wild cards to craft the cards that I need. So I figured this was going to be a good first deck to start with because I only needed a few of the Leonardos for this deck. Okay, the opponent has the Figure of Fable on the field, and Figure of Fable actually a little bit of an annoying card here for us because I can't really get through it. That's awkward. Okay, let's then go out with the Amalia. The Amalia will let me explore. So if I find a land, that's going to be a pretty good thing. It's not a land. It is a good card, but I think I desperately need a land for the future. We're not attacking in because they can, right? I'm understanding this card. They can make it a 2/3 very simply. Yeah, Figure of Fable's cool. Nice little card there. Not really sure what the opponent's on playing Momo and Figure of Fable. It could be a mono white Weenies deck, but Momo probably means that they have some flyers in the deck. If they have Clarion Conqueror, I don't know if that really hurts me too much, but they are blasting away at my poor Amalia. Amalia at least gets 3 damage in and gives us a couple of Explore tokens that we can maybe use to find some lands if we keep getting hurt on our land drops. Curious Farm Animal. So let's see if they attack in with the Figure of Fable. They do. Okay, no block. Curious Farm Animal. Is that a card that people just let die? I think they do, right? They don't. Okay, well, let's get Leonardo. I could have put the other Hinterland Sanctifier onto the field, but I wasn't sure if they were going to be blocking with the Curious Farm Animal or not. I figured, I don't know, in my head, it didn't seem right to put out the second Hinterland Sanctifier. Okay, next turn, we can, at the very least, Sanctifier plus Explore. If we end up finding a land, we can go Sanctifier plus Sheltered by Ghost onto the Leonardo. Leonardo's going to get pretty big, and it's going to give us a pretty big life advantage, especially since the opponent is now Hellbent. They are going to be drawing a card with Halia on their end step, though, so they will have at least one thing. Hopefully they don't find another Get Lost. We really need a land here. No land, and I think our position is really dire. It's a land. It's a land, and it is a painful land, but I think it's okay for me to do it this way. So we go in Hinterland Sanctifier. It's going to gain me a life. And then am I going to Shelter by Ghost, or am I going to use Get Lost? If I swing with Leonardo, maybe they double block and I can get some cheeky thing here with the Get Lost. They just don't do anything. Okay, considering that they didn't try to stop my Leonardo, do I just hold Get Lost for the Halia? Or do I use the map tokens? Let's save the Get Lost. Next turn, if I end up finding a land, I think running out the Exemplar of Light, getting double trigger on the Hinterland Sanctifier, putting Leo up to a potential 6/6 could be pretty big for us. And there's the Halia, so we want to kill the Halia before they can gain a bunch of life and draw cards with the Sage of the Skies. I think I'm okay zapping Halia there. They go and probably find a Plains, I would have to assume. It might also be right for me next turn to use the Shelter by Ghost to just clear the way so that Leo can get in and start putting a lot of damage on the opponent's face. They grab a Nurturing Pixie. What does Nurturing Pixie mean? Okay, yeah, they swing hard. That's fine. We go down to 5. So I need this Leo to actually gain as much life as humanly possible. I think the Leonin Vanguard actually makes the decision much easier for me. We do this. And then I think I do Leo. I don't know if you should put the Shelter by Ghost on the Leo. He already has lifelink. I'm going to take the Sage of the Skies because I think they might try to bounce the Sage of the Skies. This puts damage on the face, though. How far away are they from this? They're 2 lands away from Figure of Fable being a really big problem for me. I actually don't really know. I think it's Sage. We're going to get rid of the Sage. Gain a little bit more. And we're going to attack in with the whole crew. Why not? They definitely put the... I'm surprised they didn't put the Curious Farm Animal in front of Leo. What do you think? Was the Shelters by Ghost supposed to go on the Hinterland Sanctifier? I'm kind of thinking that maybe that was actually the correct thing to be doing there. Okay, Halia coming in, warped. They're going to definitely be able to draw a card here. Oh, Curious Farm Animal. You know what? You should read your cards because, well, I forgot what that card did. It's fine. We still have a Giant Leo. Yeah, definitely. It was supposed to be just taking the Curious Farm Animal. That was a bonehead move. So the real play should have been Shelter by Ghost onto the Hinterland Sanctifier, taking the Curious Farm Animal, knowing that they could do that. I remember this card gains life. I forgot that it could be sacrificed. I forgot that it had an ability. My bad. My bad. Land. It's a land. It's not the land we want, though. Okay. Let's put them on the... I think I don't want this card. Leonin Vanguard into the graveyard. We'll draw... we'll see again. One more. Exemplar of Light is kind of good, but I don't think I need it. I'm going to also pitch it into the graveyard. So we go to combat. It goes up to a 4/4. I can actually attack in with it. I can't attack in with the Hinterlands, but we're going to go up to at least 20. Do you put the... I think you put the Figure of Fable in front of Leo. Just sacrifice it. Yeah. Let the 4 damage come in. And next turn, at the very least, we go out with the Exemplar of Light. That's going to give us a pretty good flying blocker against these Sage of the Skies. It's also going to start drawing us cards. Okay. I'm still a little bit afraid of the Figure of Fable eventually getting up to having protection from everything. But now that we have the Exemplar of Light, it will be a pretty good flyer that will get very big very quickly. Like, it's going to grow by 3 every turn. Okay, they decide to bounce a map token to get their Nurturing Pixie a little bit bigger. And they're just going to keep hitting us, but like, we're going to outgain them in the long run, right? This Leonardo is going to go up to a 13-13. We'll put out the Exemplar of Light. If we end up drawing one CMC card off of the Exemplar of Light, that's going to be pretty good with this Plains. Okay. You know what? We're doing it. We're just loading up the field. Why not? We're going to make Leo as big as humanly possible. We'll make the Exemplar of Light as big as humanly possible. And then go from there. Do I want to send the Leonin Vanguard in? Probably not. It's a pretty good blocker. Hanging back as a 3-3. It can actually stop the Cosmo Grand Zenith a little bit. But Leo is going to be getting chump blocked for basically the rest of the game now that the Cosmo Grand Zenith is on the field. But we have so much time, right? We're up to 32 life. We're going to be gaining quite a bit. It'd be really nice to find our... What would it be nice to find? Halia would probably be the best card to find. Maybe another... Maybe I should have kept the other Exemplar of Light on the top of the deck, looking a little bit more forward. Okay, there is their Halia. They're also up to 5 life, or 5 mana, so that means that their Figure of Fable is getting closer and closer to being protection from everything, which will just blank our poor Leo. What a game. What a game, number 1. This is such a silly, silly situation that we found ourselves in. Okay, something good. Sheltered by Ghosts. That is a pretty big card, right? So we use this on the Halia or the Cosmogrand. I think it's going to be on the Halia. Yeah, we get rid of her. Go to combat. We're just attacking with everything. Oh my god. It's the best card that we could have drawn. I think going Shelter by Ghost into Halia is just like a dream scenario for us. So we gain 28 life. I love this deck. I know a lot of people will be saying, oh, Lifegain is so boring, whatever. I enjoyed this so much. 29. Oh, it's going to go up even more. Okay. Yeah, 32. Oh, baby. And we hit the Starscape Cleric, so we actually get even more drain from the opponent. Their Figure of Fable is not going to save them that long. And they decide to go Starscape Cleric. I'm super fine with that. This card. Actually devastating against this opponent, I think. Nurturing Pixie, so they're going to trigger the Cosmogrand. Are they going to keep making 1/1s, or are they going to start building up their crew? They end up putting +1/+1 counters on everything, and they bounce the Starfield Shepherd back. Okay. They have the Seam Rip to hit my Sheltered by Ghost. They have the Seam Rip to hit the Leo, which I'm actually not too upset about that. I think I would rather them hit 100%. I would rather them hit the Leo than the Shelter by Ghost getting back the Halia, right? Like, I don't want them drawing cards. They can hit me all they want. They have one flying blocker back. Ooh, Zoraline. Zoraline. When it enters, I may pay that in 2 life, and I may return my Essence Channeler. Oh, I could return Amalia as well. Oh man, it's such a... Yeah, you go with Zoraline over... Okay, my mana I'm paying properly, okay. Okay, this is fun. Auto pay. We get... yeah, okay. Next turn we can do Sheltered by Ghost. Triggers. Life Creed Duo, okay, is going to be kind of good for the future things. I don't, this is actually not really working the way that I, like, now I'm kind of thinking about the editing situation. I'm just going to be sitting here, like, waiting for all these stupid triggers to go off. I need to fill the dead air, I suppose. We hit the opponent for 23, kind of hit the poor Pixie for 23, and we draw another Starscape Cleric. So I think next turn, probably, as much as I would like to do Zoraline, okay. What an absurd first game. What are we bringing in against this opponent? I don't even know. Like, I think the deck as is okay. I could bring in more Get Lost, but I probably don't need that. We don't care about Rest in Peace. We don't care about Duress. We're just going to leave it the way it is. Go for game 2. Okay, Jinsu, let's go. Come on. They're playing, this is a grindy game. So we know that we need to find evasive creatures. Our things on the ground are not going to be able to get in through most of their ground stuff. 2 lands, that's fine. We go Hinterland Sanctifier into Amalia and pray that we hit the 3rd land so that we can go out with like a Zoraline or the Halia. It looks good. We need a little bit of help, but it looks good. The opponent mulligan down to 6, and they have their turn 1 friendly flyer. Life Creed Duo is okay. Actually makes me think that I might end up going Life Creed. Do you go Amalia or Life Creed Duo? Amalia gives us this Explore. Life Creed Duo gives me the Halia on turn 3. Yeah. I guess it all depends on what I draw here. I think if I draw a land, then I go Amalia. Actually, I think it's always just going to be Amalia. They use their Starfield Shepherd and go and get their planes. Starfield Shepherd, it would be good in this deck, actually. I wonder if it's better than the... No, it's not better than the Exemplar. I love this card. I'm so high on Exemplar of Light. It wasn't in my original build of this deck, but I ended up putting it in over Leyline of Hope. Leyline of Hope was my first instinct because we're gaining a whole bunch of little ticks with all of these single small creatures. Okay, Leonin Vanguard... Yeah, no, okay. So now it's 100%. Amalia, we try to hit a land off the top. And then at the very worst, next turn we can go... Okay, that's good. At the very worst, we can go Leonin Vanguard into the Warped Halia. But now that we have the Leonin Vanguard and the starting town, that gives us a few more options for what we can put onto the field next turn. Hopefully this Amalia starts getting bigger. Cosmogrand Zenith, so... That's a card that we can't really let sit on the field very long. It can actually get out of control very fast. And with the Springleaf Drum, that's very cool. So they definitely... You know, one of the bad parts about the Cosmogrand Zenith is that it comes down on turn 3. You want to play another spell, but you just don't have it. This is just gain life, right? Lose life, gain life. But yeah, with the Springleaf Drum, I think that's pretty interesting to be able to get that extra 4th mana a little bit early and then guarantee that you can put out another 1 CMC thing. No attack. We just draw with the Halia. It's fine. And okay, Essence Chandler. So the best draw, without a doubt, is going to be a land. It always seems to be a land, which makes me wish I still had that Amalia on the field so that I could have been exploring. They're up to 4. They could put out their Starfield Shepherd, which they opt to do. And if they have a 1 CMC spell here, they can still use their Springleaf Drum to generate 1 more mana, which will allow them to pump up, probably pump up with the Cosmogrand Zenith, which they get a 1 CMC spell. Oh my god, I love what they're doing. Starfield Shepherd with the Springleaf Drum, Cosmogrand Zenith, it's basically guaranteeing that they're going to be able to get that 1 CMC thing. Wow. Very, very cool synergy. What do they bounce back with the Nurturing Pixie, though? They did the Starfield Shepherd previously. I kind of have a feeling that they're going to do that. Like, the Starfield Shepherd actually gives them guaranteed Cosmogrand Zenith triggers. Absolutely love the idea. Get in, get in. Yeah, swing with everything. I'm not blocking anything. So we take a cool 10 damage, not a big deal. Was it 10 or 9? Who's dying? So there's the land. So now I have to make the choice. Do I go Life Creed Duo into Essence Channeler, or do I go Exemplar of Light? I think it's probably this way. We don't need to draw a card. Next turn, we can draw a card and try to maybe hit a land drop or something off the Exemplar of Light, maybe. I don't know. This gives us a Hearty Blocker. We cannot really attack in. I don't really want to throw away any of these creatures. And we might end up taking just a little bit of damage, but if we can stabilize just, I think, one more turn, we could be in good shape. Imagine we find the Sheltered by Ghost. I think Sheltered by Ghost would really open things up for us. But Starfield Shepherd lets them go and get a 1 CMC creature or anything. A creature card. It is a creature card. So they can't go and get their Seam Rip with the Starfield Shepherd, thankfully. But they are putting +1/+1 things on that stuff. And they just keep bouncing the Shepherd back and forth. So they can actually do that one more time, go and get just another Nurturing Pixie and keep doing this whole thing. Oh boy, okay, they had the Sheltered by Ghost. So Sheltered by Ghost actually just means we lose now because they full attack. That we're going to take 9 damage minimum. We got to start chump blocking with things. And I think we just go to game number... We just go to game number 3. This video has already been running a little bit too long. We go to game number 3 and we don't really worry about that. Boy, oh boy, do I need more removal? You know, I can't... I think I underestimated how powerful this whole little synergy is that the opponent has going on. So I can't really let a Cosmogrand Zenith sit on the field. I think we trim a couple of Starscape Clerics because they're mostly just cute cards in the deck. It's kind of like an alternative win condition, I suppose. But most of the time, I think I would rather just have removal for Cosmogrand or even to get rid of their removal spell as well. You can't keep it. It's just too bad. Okay, this is better. I guess we can't keep the Starscape Cleric. I said I wasn't going to, and then look, it's good enough, I suppose. Maybe if we can start getting some good early damage in the air, then yeah, the ping damage from the Starscape Cleric could end up making the difference. Springleaf Drum, okie dokie. Okay, so now we really need a land off the... Oh, I was supposed to pick. Yikes. Whoops. I misclicked. I'm going to call it a misclick. It was really me just looking at the wrong thing and thinking differently. That 100% should be on white. And I guarantee, in the course of this game, I'm going to say, why isn't this white? Because I know it's going to mess me up. I'm in trouble. Okay. Next turn, land. Zoraline goes pretty hard. Starfield Shepherd, that's fine. Man, Springleaf Drum plus Starfield Shepherd's so cool. You tap it before it vanishes. You float 1 white mana, and then you get your... No, I guess you didn't need to float it because it doesn't disappear right away. I keep confusing Warp with Evoke. Now this is just unfortunate, right? Okay. Essence Channeler. We don't gain any life. I don't really want to attack in with the Runelurker Bat because if we end up getting the Zoraline out next turn, I can actually kind of just send in everything and we'll gain 3 life. It'll put the Essence Channeler up quite a bit. But I think missing a land here, actually devastating situation for us. We did mulligan down to 6. Kept a 2-land hand. That's the woes. And this deck is not, I think it's playing 22 lands, 23. It's probably playing a few too light on the lands. Too few lands. Okay, Starfield Shepherd. Same play. Man, they're getting so much value out of this card. I really should consider the Starfield Shepherd for this deck. It was one of those cards that I had played previously in a different Lifegain deck, and I completely forgot about how powerful the Starfield Shepherd could be. But Starfield Shepherd into the Nurturing Pixie is just so awesome. So things are just working out for the opponent and not really working out on our side of the field. If we don't draw a land here, we're just dead. So what do? I get lost the Seam Rip next turn and get back my Essence Channeler and just pray that I can draw a third land. Like, it's just so... The deck is just betraying me now. We're just going to lose to the absurd value that the opponent is getting with the Starfield Shepherd Nurturing Pixie combo. Halia, sure. But the Halia's not gaining enough life on its own, right? Unless they have another 1 CMC creature here, but I don't think that's the case. Okay, so we have our opening here. They double attack. That double attack is actually very important for us because we don't care if we go down to 11. Go to end. Pass to end step. Yeah, okay. Now we free our Starscape Claire, sorry, our Essence Channeler. Come on, land, please land. Why did they, whenever another, when did they gain 2 more life there? No, why? Okay, it's not so bad. Do I attack with... No, I don't attack with the Essence Channeler. Why do they gain life? What am I missing? They gain 2 more life somewhere. Come on. Yeah, there were no counters on it. So Leonardo, I can put in Leonardo now. At the very least, I get to put in the boy. And we get to also do the map on the Runelurker Bat, I suppose. Please. Okay, it's a... It's the land I can't cast. Essence Channeler... No, we're going to put it away because I need to draw lands. And we have the Zoraline. The Zoraline can get this Essence Channeler back. Whenever Halia or another creature or artifact you control... Did you guys know Halia gains life when artifacts come in? I did not know that Halia did that. I've only ever played Halia in decks like this where we're putting out creatures. So I never really made the connection that she could do that. Ooh, things are not looking great here. Leonardo is not really going to be able to get big enough to attack in super confidently, I don't think. We do have the Leon in Vanguard. What we would need is probably... Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised by that attack. So now Leo can attack in. Okay. Hinterland Sanctifier is good. That's kind of what I was thinking is what I need is another life gainer. So... let's hope that this hits well on... Oh my god, my lands almost screwed me. Okay, it's fine. It's going to be fine. But that was almost a disaster because I didn't have... I used the starting town instead of the multiversal passage for the map. You know what? I'm going to go in with the Runelurker Bat as well. If they want to give me the... I don't think they give me the Momo. The Momo is too valuable for getting the discount on the Starscape Clerics. So all I need to do is dodge, get lost, and their Seam Rips and their Sheltered by Ghost on the Leonardo for a few turns, and then maybe we can do okay. Also, next turn, if I end up drawing a land, I can put up the Zoraline and bring back the Essence Channeler. Curious Farm Animal means that our future Shelter by Ghosts are going to be a little bit weaker. That's something to keep in mind. They still have 1 mana open to them. I really hope they use the mana. They have 2 mana open to them, I guess, because they have the Springleaf Drum. So they could have still the Shelter by Ghost in those last 2 cards. But I hope they just start burning maps. Okay, there goes the first map on the Momo. The Momo being, you know, pretty good in the sky. They still have 2 mana. Springleaf Drum, good. That's a dead card, essentially. And that means that probably... Artifact Halia gaining life there. Interesting. They're going to draw, I guess, 1 more card. And we are kind of getting hurt. Like, we are taking a lot of damage here. This is 10. We're going to go down to 4. So I do have to be careful that you know, this Leonardo needs to really hit hard. We didn't hit the land, so I can go Starscape Cleric plus... No, it's just Zorleen, right? It's just Zorleen. And it's okay. It's okay. Future attacks can be great. We can still get in with Leo here and go up to 14. Because we still gain one more life from the Vanguard. 15? Did I? Yeah, I'm dumb. It's we gain 2 life, not... I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb. Okay, they take the full 9 to the face. But we might be in a position where we're starting to chump block some things. And it's looking a little bit dicey. If I can get the Sheltered by Ghost to clear the way for Zorleen, that could be pretty good on the following turn if they attack in with all of their flyers. So they go with a full cost Shepherd, Starfield Shepherd. Maybe they're going to go get one more Nurturing Pixie, bounce it back to their hand, but they still have so much mana available to them. What's wrong with my mouse? I got drift on my mouse. They grab the Figure of Fable. Interesting choice from the opponent. They can definitely give it protection with... They have enough mana. I think it's 6, right? It is 6. So they need to go through a few turns of pumping it up, but they can definitely get it up to a point where it is going to murder me. Double Figure of Fable, okay. But we still have the Shepherd, Shelter by Ghost, but they have the Curious Farm Animal. Man, this thing, what a Chad. What a Chad. Amalia. Amalia's good, but it's not good enough, is it? So, do I want to attack in with the Zorleen? Essentially giving the Zorleen away to the opponent, but we get to put an Essence Channeler onto the field and then also do some scrying. So let's put Amalia out first. Amalia gives us a bunch of scries. Not scries. I keep calling them scries. Explorers. Okay? Just one. I still think it's probably bringing back the Essence Channeler to have one more threat on the field. Oh. Okay. So we have to go in like this. Do they have enough damage to kill my Leo? Probably. But they would give me so much of my board. I think it's actually kind of fine. We gain a lot more life here. Amalia, again, with another Explorer. She finds Exemplar of Light. Exemplar of Light is going to be pretty big, I think, in the grand scheme of how this game might end up playing out. Yep, we leave it on top. So Amalia could actually get up to 20 pretty quickly, especially if we start... Maybe not. They give us a Figure of Fable. I'm happy that they're giving us one of the figures. And I suppose we just, second main phase, put out the Concealed Courtyard. Leave that on top. And pass it back to the opponent. Okay, so our Essence Channeler is growing. We have a big Leonardo. I don't know. This matchup is just so goofy. I didn't expect to get involved in such an absurdly grindy match right off the hop. But if you're sticking around, this is what Magic, in a way, I kind of want Magic to be like. You know, these really nice, grindy, long games where we're playing to the board, we're trying to get incremental advantage over each other and just trying to figure out that window when we can attack in and finish off the opponent. They seem to be drawing a little bit poorly, I suppose. And they're out of... Do they only run 2 Nurturing Pixies? Because they definitely would be going and getting Nurturing Pixies instead of the Figure of Fable with the Starfield Shepherd had they had more in the deck. They decide to put that one in the graveyard. They don't want it. So they're digging... They're probably digging for... They must be digging for... What's it called? Shelter by Ghost. Okay, from here, do we just put a full thing, that we just put this out, right? They concede. They're done with it. I don't know. Opening game, weird. the opponent was doing such a cool thing with their deck, and I really appreciate it. But man, that was a long game. The opponent, 8 minutes 35 left on the clock, and they scooped it up. Did they get to see the start? Like, they scooped, I feel, before the Starscape Cleric even went on the stack. So I really wonder what the deal is with that. I guess they just got frustrated that Leonardo was out here doing work. By far one of the grindiest games I've played in standard or in a constructed format in the longest time. So once in a while in limited, when I do play limited, you kind of get that kind of stuff. But in constructed, man, 2 people having just absurd board states like that, can't attack in, and we are against lessons, so buckle in. Okay, Hinterland Sanctifier. So if they end up tapping out here and they don't, you attack with the Grand every time to get the loot effect. I'm fine blocking. I mean, maybe they have the shock. Yeah, they just have the shock. Okay. That's too bad. Definitely there in that position, you block if they don't remove your creature, because why not? Let's put... Am I going to put Leo onto the field? Yeah, let's put Leo onto the field. Just because it's a mythic, not mythic, legendary, and if they end up removing Leo, at least we have the backup Leo. I like the Essence Channel a little bit in positions where I can start building it up, and so that if it does die, at the very least, we get to move the +1/+1 counters onto something. But they had what they needed. Firebending Lesson into Iroh's Demonstration into Accumulate Wisdom. Well-designed cards. That's what I'm calling those. I want to use the Sheltered by Ghost here, but I think I need to just keep getting stuff onto the field. That's my feeling. Sheltered by Ghost onto Grand when your opponent is playing Lessons and you know they drew a whole bunch of removal stuff. Makes things a little bit awkward for us. Do they have it? Boomerang. Okay, Boomerang. It's better than getting hit by, you know, that card being removed entirely. Can we get a block here? You block because they don't have I guess they have but if they have Irohs, they have the other thing that can kill it. It doesn't really matter. It's a moot point. So from here, do you go Halia and put in the Leonardo or the Essence Channeler? Just gain a bunch of life, or do we try to start making a big Leonardo? I actually don't know. It's a little bit awkward because we didn't end up drawing. They have a quench. They have a quench. The quench is gonna do me in so hard. But we're gonna try it. They're definitely saving the quench for Essence Channeler. Unfortunately, the way Sneak works, I am casting Leonardo, so they can quench it. Didn't expect that. Did not expect the combustion technique for 8. The combustion technique for 8. It removes everything. Okay, so the opponent running... I mean, they're not running hot. They just drew now 9 cards more than I have. Yeah. Okie doke. And they have double monument, so we're probably cooked. Cool but rude. Okay, we're seeing the nasty thing. Do they end up making... I guess they draw a card and they end up probably making a treasure token so that they have even more mana. I hate this deck so much. And I know a lot of you are out there with me in your hatred of this deck. So now they have essentially infinite mana. Yeah, sure. So poor Grand getting in. Not poor Grand. Just mean old gangster Grand getting in. We draw a card that we don't necessarily want. I think I need to remove the cool but rude. Just... Oh my god. It's devastating. It's devastating. I think I cannot win this matchup, right? This has to be one of the worst matchups for me because they are able to just absolutely remove everything on our field so so efficiently. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try our best. The problem is they probably brought in sweepers. I don't know. Do they have access to a sweeper? Maybe. Oh man, is it keepable? It's so, I'm gonna try it. I'm on the play. We're gonna put this out on black, I guess. Conserve a little bit of our left total, but we need the Essence Channeler to hit the field. Of course, they have a turn 1 Grand, and we need the Shelter by Ghost to hit the Grand and to not be immediately removed. Am I living in a fairy tale world? I think I absolutely am. But this just might have been not good enough. I just don't think my deck has a hand that's good enough to deal with lessons, right? They get in. Unfortunately, 2-1 can't do anything against Granny. They pitched a land. They have Firebending Lesson. Okie doke. Well, you know, Zora was okay here. I don't like doing this, but I think I kind of have to. I have to get rid of the Grand. It gives them way too much value. And of course they can bounce the Zora, they can bounce the Sheltered by Ghost, they can do any number of things that ruin my life. Please, Exemplar of Light, survive. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now we have an Exemplar of Light on the field that's not gaining any life. They have their Grand back, 2 lessons in the graveyard, probably removal. All right. GG opponent. I'm not sitting through this one. Lessons. Oh, that hurt. And of course. Man, sometimes you play against a deck with a certain deck and it puts in your head like, is this Lifegain deck like actually like the worst thing possible? Because that's how you kind of come out of that game. Like, I was not able to do anything, and maybe you could argue I scooped it up early. I don't think I did. I think I probably should have just scooped it up as soon as I saw that it was lessons. But my goodness, is it such an absolute hosing that you just feel like my deck is a starter deck, which Lifegain kind of is a starter deck, isn't it? Are we going to be against removal.deck part 2? Oh my goodness, our opponent is doing cool stuff with this Tiger Seal. All right. All right. Unfortunate bit of drawing here from our deck. We have a lot of lands that are hurting us, and we're against an opponent that had an early turn 1 Otter, which means that they're going to just keep doing a whole bunch of things. What is this thing? I mean, of course, everybody's, you got to pack your removal. We got our removal as well. But they missed on the land. They missed on the land. And we drew an okay land. So this means that we can put out Halia. We can put out our Essence Channeler. And our Essence Channeler is going to go up to a 4/3, which makes it a little bit more durable. We may as well get in for 2 because I'm never blocking with the Leonin Vanguard, and at least we get to draw a card here. So we may have turned a corner here. We do have now the Runelurker Bat and removal for the following turn. They were not able to untap the Tiger Seal on the previous turn. Of course it's into the Floodmaw and not like a kill spell. If it were a kill spell, I'd feel a little bit better about that, putting the +1/+1 on the Leonin Vanguard, but brutal. Okay, Leo, not bad. So do we, I think we put our creatures onto the field. I can do all the creatures, but they're definitely going to block Leonin Vanguard. So no, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I think it's probably just take a little bit of damage and just play to the field. Okay. 2 things out here that are going to grow when the Leonin Vanguard ticks up. And now they have to do a lot with the 3 cards that they're going to have available to them. They have the Tiger Seal, but it is tapped down unless they can draw a second card. Duelist of the Mind, I should probably read this one. When it's my Duelist of the Mind's power is equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. Whenever you commit a crime, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So with this Kaito, I suppose they can untap. Was that what they were supposed to do? Up to 1 target creature you control can't be blocked. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. I love it. Da, 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 da. Sure, we take the full brunt of this. Go down to 4. The thing is, I think probably we're okay now, right? So let's take a little bit more damage so that we can guarantee that the Essence Channeler can get in. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Do I want to hit Kaito or do I want to hit Tiger Seal? Probably the Tiger Seal. Then from here, maybe I hit the Kaito with the Get Lost. Because this is going to go up to a 3-3. Yeah, okay. Let's see if they block with the Duelist of the Mind. They might just block the 2-2. Why wouldn't? Okay. We go up to a pretty healthy 12, and then I'm fine. Let's smash Kaito. Get out of here. Next turn, we can put Halia onto the field with the Runelurker Bat, grow Leo and the Essence Channeler even more, and have a pretty good attack in. That's a desperation draw from the opponent, in my opinion. There's no way they're going to be able to hit us for... It's fine. Yeah, there's no way they can hit us for 12. Throw away a Frost Siege Cliff. So that's something to be aware of. Does that mean they're going to be making a bunch of creatures to be attacking in at us with? Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that was a I click all, I'm frustrated, and not really realizing what they're doing. Okay, it seems like they're pretty reliant on creatures entering the battlefield. Should I put the Authority of the Consuls in? It kind of stops this Frost Siege Cliff from really doming us. But at the same time, I don't think it really... It does gain life. And they're going to be putting creatures onto the field. So let's bring that in. And I think probably I keep taking out the same cards. Zora, Starscape Cleric, and we're going to try it like that. We're going to see if we can get some life gain from their creatures entering, keep them off of that haste plan, and then hopefully grow our creatures out. They do have Into the Flood Maw, so even though we might get super big, I think it's kind of a vulnerability. If only there were one more land. Mulligan. Yikes. Big yikes over on this side of the field. Oh my goodness. Things are just not really working out over here. We're having a hard time. So, am I going to put Leonardo onto the field? Not with this fear of missing out. Probably not. So is it Amalia? Which one would I rather them kill? Probably I would rather them kill the Leonardo. Okay, Leo out. If we can somehow get in for 1 damage with the Leo, if they leave the pathway open now, of course they have the Torch Tower, which we kind of expected. Now I need a 1 CMC life gain creature. But on a mull to 5, all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll do what we can. Next turn, at the very least, next turn, we can go Essence Channeler into Shelter by Ghost. Maybe start getting some Explorers with Amalia. And they're down to 3 cards as well. Hopefully they're bad cards. Really wish I had the Authority of the Consuls on the field right now to be getting a little bit of extra value from all of these things. 1 damage to all creatures. Okay. So we take just a little love tap. That's not bad. So is it... I think it might be Essence Channeler. Shock in the Multiversal Passage. And use the Amalia to take the Fear of Missing Out. And we attack in, gain 3 life back. We get an Explore with Amalia. We get a little bit bigger there with our Essence Channeler. And maybe if we can find Halia would be bonkers off the top. Duelist of the Mind, I'm not too afraid of. It's not a Halia. Okay. We put that in. We put in our Rune Lurker Bat. Do we take damage? I'm going to put also out the Concealed Courtyard. Do I take damage so that I can send my Essence Channeler to the sky? That's a crazy attack. Nope. Okay. We're going to wait one turn. At the very least, maybe the Rune Lurker Bat can get in next turn. And if the Rune Lurker Bat can get in... Oh, that's big. Amalia. Do I want to keep that? That triggers some stuff, but I think it's not good enough. I don't think it's quite there. Okay, Tiger Seal untaps. It's going to be a pretty good blocker. They attack in with the Tiger Seal. Oh, it has Vigilance. Yeah, of course you attack in with the Tiger Seal. No blocks. And a Storm Chaser's Talent to follow it up, which is good for us, right? This Authority of the Console is actually paying off. But we are in a position where... Hello. Hello. Exemplar of Light, concede from the opponent. We end up taking down also a very cool deck. All right, we'll go... I don't know. We'll go one more. All right, James0123, our final opponent for this video. I think we're running long. It's going to be interesting to see how I have to cut up game number one. Game number one was such an insane grind. Okay. From here, shock in the Rune Lurker Bat. I think the reason I'm doing this is because if I end up finding the Leonardo off the top, then I can probably attack in and sneak it in. That's the logic. Rune Lurker Bat was a late addition to the deck because I wanted more ways of getting stuff onto the field. Yeah, let's just gain some life and draw some cards. Okay, so that's our 3 life for the turn, back up to 20, and we find our Shelter by Ghost, always one of the best cards in the deck. The opponent put in a Multiversal Passage on green, which, does that mean Badger Mocha? Oh, well. Guess what card is not staying on the field? Let's put it on, is it the Rune Lurker Bat? I actually don't know. Because it already has lifelink, but it's flying, so I kind of feel like it's not a bad plan to put it on that card. But no, I'm definitely not letting them have a Drunith. Suddenly they have 2 Llanowar Elves and then 2 Badger Mole Cubs out there, and things just go really nasty for us. Okay. They animate the land. Llanowar Elf. So yeah, they would have had Llanowar Elf into Badger Mole Cub with the Zoraline, and it would have been real bad. Halia onto the field. We gain enough life to trigger Halia one more time, and then next turn we're going to definitely be going out with at least... Well, we're going to be going out with 2 Starscape Clerics, one way or another. If we draw land, we can put one out as an offspring. If we don't draw the land... Okay, new plan? Well, it depends on how much... So every Starscape Cleric comes in, it gains me 3, so 6 damage. 7, 8. Do I have enough to... No, let's not be stupid. Let's not be stupid. We'll just put this onto the field. I don't think the Simic or Borai deck is running so much removal. You know, like, should I just hit the Badger Mole Cub here? Is the Badger Mole Cub actually more of a problem? Because now they have so much... Like, it seems a little bit crazy to leave an Ouroborite on the field, but I actually think that the Badger Mole Cub might be the bigger problem in this matchup, simply because I don't want to get Crater Hoofed out of nowhere. And they're not going to be able to do 31 points of damage to us without, you know, an absurd amount of mana. That's fine. They can hit us with the Ouroborite, like, I don't care. Okay, hit me for 14. Nope. So then we just put this out. We put... No, let's do it the other way. I was going to put the Essence Channeler onto the field, but no, this is better. This is just a drain out probably, right? Not quite the drain out, but it's very... Oh, no. It should be good, right? Cool. Boom, boom, boom. Starscape Cleric proving itself worthwhile in the deck. And we get to drain out an Ouroboride player. We'd love to see that. So the Shelter or the Authority of the Consuls was the card that I was supposed to bring in, I think, against this deck because I don't want to be getting hit by any nasty Crater Hoofs. I also think I probably... Do I need the Get Lost? Like, do I bring in Get Lost and the Authority of the Consuls? It seems like a lot of cards to be bringing in. But at the same time, like, whew, we're in trouble if we can't beat them. Or if we can't get through them. I'm going to cut one Leo because I think Leo is probably never going to get in. I think ground creatures just lose a lot of value overall. I don't really want to cut my life gainers though, which is weird thing. Go down a couple Starscape Clerics, it's fine. And yeah, maybe one here, maybe, okay, let's get rid of one of these cards. Hinterland Sanctifier, I think it's better. Okay, we're bringing in a little bit more interaction, I guess, to be able to stop, hopefully, the Ouroboride and the Badger Molcovs from doing nasty things. At one point, I considered putting the... putting Conqueror in this deck. Don't think it's the right play, but when you go up against this deck and they're putting out Ouroboride or Badger Molcovs and Llanowar Elves, you kind of start to think, man, I really wish I had one of those on the field. Oh, they kept a one-land hand. They kept a one-land hand. Boys, we're going for it. Leonin Vanguard, Sheltered by Ghost, Llanowar Elf, bye-bye. You have 1 mana. Oh, Cub deck. No land, no land, no land, no land. Yes, no land. Oh, yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm going to put out Halia. Halia actually draws me a card here because I gain 1 life from her and I gain 1 life or 2 life from the Leonin Vanguard. Come on. Whiff again. Whiff again. Ooh. Maybe Authority could be pretty good. Oh, they found the land, but it's a tap land. Okay, it's a tap land. And they found... Would you stop? Would you stop finding the things? Okay. Let's go a little bit slower here. Do I put... I have 3 mana because starting town sucks. So do I want to really hit the Llanowar Elf one more time? I think I do. So probably it's going to be Authority of the Consuls. Hit the Llanowar Elf with the Get Lost. And then keep attacking in and hope that them being on 2 lands is going to be good enough. This is fun. Oh, they found the 3rd land. No, 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 no. It's devastating. Put out a 3 CMC. Oh, that's bad news. Okay. Hello, Exemplar of Light. That might be the card that is able to just win it for me. Not next turn, but very soon. Leonardo, okay. And next turn we get to at least go Halia plus Leonin Vanguard. Don't look at the Exemplar. Hey, 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 hey. Don't look at the Exemplar of Light. Get away. Oh man, when your opponent starts like highlighting your card, you get out of here. Ooh, it comes in. It gains us a little bit more life. We get to draw a card. Another Exemplar of Light. Ooh. Put out another creature. All right. Wow. After some really sketchy games in this little series, we make it up into Diamond with life gain. Okay. As long as you don't run into lessons and get completely demoralized, maybe there's something here. All right, life gain is life gain as usual. We were doing what you would expect from this deck, and I really like a lot of the things that are going on in this version of the deck. It does seem a little bit light on lands. We are running 4-8. Hang on, are we running 20 lands? Am I running 20 lands? You can tell I made this deck because apparently we're running 20 lands. You know what? We actually did okay with our lands considering that there were only 20. I must have made a mistake somewhere in the creation of this deck because I didn't realize I was so low on lands. I think minimum this deck should probably have 23, but I probably would run 20 2 lands. So we're probably going to end up trimming some stuff. So I'm going to post this list, but do be very careful that the amount of lands that are in this deck is far too low. And I am a little bit of an idiot. Sorry, waiting till the end of the video. Maybe I'll make like a little note like, oops, this was a mistake. There shouldn't be 20 lands in here. There should definitely be more lands. I have to sit down and actually think about what I would want to cut, but at very minimum, I want to go up 2 more planes at a minimum. Honestly, like if you're trying to get up to Exemplar of Light, probably that's the situation here. But we still managed to get some wins playing a very greedy mana base. It worked out in the end. Let me know what you think about Leonardo Cutting Edge. Of course, I think it's still performing very well. I'm going to keep playing with old Leo here. I love the art on this special Japanese version of the card as well. So I had to grab this one. Leo just looks absolutely pumped up. What a Chad. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. No more rambling. Take care for now. Sarang Ipana, and I'll see all of you next week with a new video. Bye-bye.